In the previous lesson, we imported the media from exercise file 1 and added everything to the timeline. Before we get started, let's enable the snapping features to make our editing easier. Select View and click to enable Canvas Snapping. Select View again and click to enable Playhead Snapping. And lastly, select View, Timeline Snapping, and enable the 5 elements listed. The good news is, once you enable the snapping features, they'll be enabled by default for your future projects. Now let's do some editing. The first thing I want to do is to shorten the duration of the triangle dots video on track 1 to 10 seconds. When I hover over the track, I can see the duration is a little over 30 seconds. Or I could zoom in and look at the time on the timeline and see the duration of the video. Now I could keep any part of the 30 seconds and clip it to 10 seconds, but being that this is an animation that comes in on the screen, I want to keep the beginning of the video and crop the last 20 seconds. You have a few different choices when it comes to cropping media. Which is the correct choice comes down to the situation. One choice would be to click and drag the end of the triangle dots video so it ends at 10 seconds, but that leaves 20 seconds of dead space before the fast typing video starts. Not a big deal if you only have one video to drag down the timeline, but this can get tedious when you're working on a project with a lot of media on the track. So we don't want to do that. Let's click the undo icon, or Ctrl-Z on your keyboard, to get those 20 seconds back. Another cropping choice would be to move the playhead to 10 seconds, click and drag the red tab of the playhead to the end of the triangle dots video, right-click in the highlighted area and select Delete. This choice also cut the 20 seconds I wanted to get rid of, but now not only do I have 20 seconds of dead space before fast typing starts, I also have 20 seconds of my background music. So let's click the undo icon, or Ctrl-Z on your keyboard, to get those 20 seconds back. Before we do anything, we want to lock down any tracks we don't want to be affected by our cropping. So I'll click the lock icon on track 3. Notice it now has a horizontally aligned background when it's locked. Okay, so the first problem is solved. Now what about cutting our video without having 20 seconds of dead space? We're going to put the playhead on 10 seconds, click and drag the red tab to the end of the video clip and get our highlighted area again. Right-click in the highlighted area and this time select Ripple Delete. Now we have our triangle dots video shortened without affecting the background music on track 3 and without dead space before the fast typing video. Okay, now let's shorten the fast typing video. We have the fast clock video on track 2 at the same time points as fast typing. So let's do two things. First, click the disable track icon on track 2 for the fast clock, and second, click the lock icon. Now fast clock is hidden so we can work on the fast typing video, and it's also locked so we don't accidentally edit it while working on the fast typing video. So we're going to edit fast typing down to 10 seconds. With track 2 and track 3 locked, I'll move my playhead to the 20-second mark, click and drag the red tab of the playhead to the end of the video, right-click in the highlighted area and select Ripple Delete. I want the fast clock video to be the same duration as the fast typing video. Since this video is on its own track, I don't have to worry about dead space. I'll turn off the hide and lock icons, then just click and drag the end of the video to the 20-second mark on the timeline. Finally, let's change the duration of the normal speed typing video to 10 seconds. Again, since it's at the end of the track, I don't have to worry about dead space, so I can just click and drag it to the left. Now you know how to shorten the duration of the media, but how about extending the duration? First, the rule to lock the tracks you don't want to affect still applies. Let's say we want to add 5 seconds to the triangle dots media. I'm going to place the playhead at 5 seconds on the timeline, and then right-click. I want to extend the frame, but the option is grayed out. That's because there isn't 5 seconds of free space between the triangle dots media and the rest of the media on the track. First, I'm going to move my playhead to 15 seconds so I know how far to move my tracks. Now I need to move all of my tracks without affecting their timing, so I'll hold Shift and drag until I have a blue highlight over all the media I want to select. Let go of the Shift key, and there should be a yellow highlight around each of the affected media. Now I'll click and hold the first media and drag it to the right so it lines up with the playhead at 15 seconds on the timeline. Notice all the media should move as one object. Now that I have dead space between the triangle dots and the fast typing media, I could just drag the end of the triangle dots to the right. Since this track is animated, this option ensures the animation won't skip or jump. If this was just a static image, I could drag to the right, or I could line the playhead to the end of the image, right-click, and select Extend Frame and change the duration to 5 seconds. Since I made some edits, I want to save my project. So let's go to File, Save As, and we'll call this Edited Video. Notice your project will be saved as a Camtasia project. This is your source file, your working copy, which means this isn't the published version. I'll talk more about publishing your video in a future session. Here are the takeaways from this lesson. Before making edits, lock any tracks you don't want to affect. Use Ripple Delete to remove a section of the video without leaving dead space. Use the click and drag method to extend the duration of animated media.